Hello, people who are watching this stream. I can't even turn the music down. There, off. There we go. Welcome to the super smooth Dragon Wheels stream. I'm James. I run the stream, and I'm joined by three mostly attractive people to play stupid games that aren't Dungeons and Dragons. This week we are playing a game called Mundane Magic, in which my three players play as Fates. But unfortunately, one of them, and I'm not going to name names, has broken their all-powerful loom, rendering them as just normal magical crones, meaning that the chaos magic that has spilled throughout the universe, they need to go and fix through mundane mortal means, albeit with a little bit of magic. Before we kick off, though, we got some new players to the stream, as well as one of our regulars. So let's go and say introduce ourselves and promote other things that you might want to promote. Bravin, shall we start with you because you have the longest hair?
I think that's only fair. Thank you, James. Hi, my name is Bravin. I'm very excited. James has played in games that I've run many times, so I'm happy to finally be on the other side of the table. So I'm really looking forward to this. Anyway, if you don't know me already, I stream Dungeons and Dragons one-shots. Eventually I'll get to other systems, but Dungeons and Dragons one-shots, which you can find at twitch.tv/DM Chronicles.
Whack it in the chat, Bravin. Yep, I can highly recommend Bravin's stream. Me and Lee have played on it, and it is awesome fun. Let's head over to North. Say hi, North.
Hello, I am North. I am greatly regretting my decision to cut my equally lengthy hair, but still here, still excited to play. I do not have anything to plug, but I have also ran games for James, and I'm very excited to be playing today. Thank you.
It does seem like I've just gathered people who've games for me just to get rid of them in this one shot.
That might be the case, actually.
We'll find out! And last but by no means least, the lovely Nonny.
Hello, I am Nonny. I'm a spooky nerd and theatre maker. And yes, the last time I ran a game for James, I killed him. So, yeah.
Not even my character.
Yeah, James is a ghost now.
Yeah.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok as @NonnyPlod, where I'm trying to start streaming a bit more on Twitch, which is mainly going to be like chatting and character creation stuff. TikTok is cat stories and occasionally sort of trans activism and autism activism stuff. And Twitter is a lot of me being sad and theater updates. So if you like horror theater, Twitter's where you want to find me. And I will pop those in the
Nonny,
chat.
you are catering to a wide variety of tastes. So if you don't get any followers, I imagine it's probably because the 4 people watching this are already following you in these things.
Or it's just me as a person. Also, I just found out
yeah.
I do not have COVID, so that's good.
Congrats.
Nice.
Well done. Something that we can all applaud. Awesome. So let us begin by introducing our crones. I'll go through the kind of rules kind of as we play. There's no dice rolls in this game. It's all about storytelling. But you 3 play as the 3 fates. Most of information will come from you, but then you do have a few things that you will tell me about the other players as well. But let's just start by introducing yourselves. So, Nonny, would you like to kick us off by introducing your crone?
Yes, I would. I'm sorry, I just need to get a prop.
Very good.
So I am Moira. I am a very spry, or I appear to be a very spry 80-something, who has a very expressive personality. She uses a set of knitting needles and some yarn to cast her magic, which is mainly to do with sort of the emotional effects of telling a story or spinning a yarn, as you may.
Very good.
How much detail do you want on the character?
What is your fatal flaw?
Oh, so my fatal flaw is that I will always embellish the truth for the sake of a good story, even if that causes problems.
Fantastic. And also, you have a small trinket you get from your first journey down to the mortal realm. What is that trinket?
It is a tape measure that I received from a woman whom I aided in her pursuit of love.
Oh, that is lovely. Fantastic. North, do you have a prop for your focus, which I believe was a raven skull?
Unfortunately, I did not have time to procure a raven skull.
I mean, I did give you a week's notice, but okay, that's fine.
I was hunting birds for I don't know how long, but unfortunately, it was mostly crows, and
that just won't do.
Yeah, I'm very, very much a details-oriented person, so I couldn't allow that. So you'll just have to imagine it. But yes, my focus is the Raven Skull, which allows me to operate where the veil between living and dead wears thin. My crone is Isabel, or Izzy, as she likes to go by. She prefers to appear at a more youthful age, mid-20s, and very excitable personality. Her fatal flaw is that she is incorrigible in getting caught up in the drama and gossip of the mortal world. And my mortal memento is a fingernail from the great general Hannibal of Carthage.
That is very gross, and I love it. Fantastic. Oh, Nonny, what was your character's name again, sorry?
Moira.
Moira, we have Izzy, and Bravin.
Yes, so the crone that I'm playing, her name is Fortuna. Physically, she appears to be in her late 20s, but she's not very tall. So in some cases, she could probably fit in with like a group of middle schoolers. But anyway, she's soft-spoken, introverted, and most of the time would rather just be somewhere on her own with her face in a book than whatever trouble that she's probably going to get into today. she, like, with her soft-spoken nature, has a very, like, good temper. It's hard to make her mad, but when she does get mad, she gets really mad.
Just like all bookworms I know. What
Phoebe?
is Fortuna's fatal flaw?
So fitting in with her characteristics, her fatal flaw is that if something doesn't interest her, then she'll just ignore it and probably stick her face in her grimoire, which is what she uses as her spellcasting focus.
Fantastic. And the grimoire, that's about obtaining information and recreating spells and things.
Hmm.
Awesome. And what is your mortal memento from your first trip down to the your first trip down to the model realm?
Mm. My mortal memento is a leather bookmark that has like a silver ribbon running down that I keep in my grimoire.
That's beautiful. I really like that. Awesome. Now, Bravo, we're going to stick with you. We're going. You owe something to the crone on your left, which is Nonny. In this case, what is it that you owe her?
Hmm.
What do you owe Moira?
Probably should have thought more about this in
That's fine.
advance.
I'll come back to you in a minute, Bravo. Nonny, what do you
Okay.
owe to North? Oh, sorry. What does
Um,
Moira owe to Izzy?
so Moira promised to knit Izzy a jumper. Now, she did start knitting it about 400 years ago, and at this point, very unlikely to ever actually finish it. It's been in the
Fantastic.
work in progress pile for a while.
Very good.
That's amazing.
What North? What does Izzy owe to Fortuna?
I think there was probably a point where Fortuna was really invested in whatever book she was reading, and through various circumstances, it ended up like in a volcano before she was able to read the last chapter. Uh, and I've been desperately looking for another copy, but it just hasn't come up in all of my adventures into the mortal realm.
What was the name of this book?
Uh, what would be a book that Fortuna would be very invested in?
um,
I'm trying to
probably
look at the
I
magic
would think
gray.
it would probably be like a very like traditional and like cheesy like princess being saved by a prince who like fends off a dragon type thing.
Classic
So
storybook.
yeah, I'd like to think it's the graphic novel to the original Shrek movie.
Oh my god, I was literally thinking the exact same thing. That is bizarre. That's crazy.
And man, she really wants to know how that ended.
Oh,
She's never
yeah.
seen the film. She's never seen the film.
The
Never.
limited run that was, you know.
She refuses to watch the movie because the books are just better.
Yeah, as far as you know, Fiona's gone off with Lord Farquaad, and you don't know what happens after that. That's brilliant. Barvin, what does Fortuna owe to Moira?
So I was thinking, it's really hard. You guys came up with such good ones. I don't know um, how to match that.
Just be really hilarious, Barvin. That's all you got to do.
On the fly. Very, very
Just like
on
that.
the fly.
Yeah, no
Okay.
pressure.
It'd have to be good.
I would like to think that so she has Moira has all of her knitting supplies and things like that. And Fortuna, with all of her books and such, will often just pick up whatever's nearby to stick in her books to keep track of different pages or notes or things like that. So I would like to think that Moira is just constantly having to replace her knitting supplies, her needles, entire like balls of yarn, or like an entire bag that I just have in like this giant leather tome. And they kind of got lost between the pages.
I love that. You borrowed a knitting needle or something and put it in a book, but you can't remember what book it was that you put it in.
I like returned it to the library, and it's like, well, I'll try to check them out. But I've read a lot of books, so I'll have to like go to the library and like check each book and see if I can find all of her individual stuff.
That's amazing. I like this. This and also the next question is just not only building history amongst you guys, but also kind of just getting a lot of bitterness between the three of you, which I love. And finally, so we're going to get reverse. So the crone to your right has an annoying habit. What is it? Let's start with you, North. What is Moira's most annoying habit? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so. Okay. All right, Moira. Tell me if this is too much. But what if you pick your teeth with your knitting needles?
Oh, 100%.
I love that. Love that. Noni, what is Fortuna's most annoying habit?
Well, what other than the bookmark thing?
Yeah.
So the thing that I personally find really annoying about Fortuna is that when I'm trying to tell her a story that is incredibly interesting, she'll just wander off and go back to her book, and I'll be mid-sentence, and she'll be away.
I love that. Just like, yeah. And then walks off. Fantastic. And Bravin, what is Izzy's most annoying habit?
I think that Izzy's most annoying habit is that by nature she is a contrarian. So no matter what it is that you think about something, she has to have a different opinion and will argue with you to the ends of the realms of the fates about it.
Very argumentative.
I love drama, so I mean, like that.
That makes perfect sense.
Like arguing just for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
This is great. The three of you are kind of sat around this loom, which one of you has broken. We're not going to point fingers at name names, but chaos magic is seeping out into the mortal realm. This happens on a semi-regular basis for the three of you. But you sense that the chaos magic has infected a specific timeline, and you need to do something about it imminently. This is what has happened. The year is 1864. The place, Victorian London. Dinosaurs roam the earth, but that's normal for this timeline where humans evolved from these prehistoric reptilian giants. Miss Tilly Rex is an eligible young dinosaur debutante with a number of dinosaur suitors. Luckily, her parents choose her true dinosaur love, Virgil Raptor, beginning a family tradition of allowing children to arrange their own marriages and pursue their own interests. This carnivorous family tree of modern-minded dinos would produce a number of influential reptiles, including, of course, Winston Churchosaurus, who would play a pivotal role in a future world war. But none of this is happening, because the last time one of you, and I won't say who, broke the loom of destiny, chaos magic seeped into Tilly and Virgil's timeline. It's 3 days before the Rex Breakfast Ball, when Tilly's parents will choose her spouse. Virgil is a mannerless velociraptor, clueless about high society, who's only admired Tilly from afar, and Tilly has no idea he exists. That is the scenario you are faced with. You are sat around your loom. You have 5 to 10 minutes to decide what your course of action is.
Until someone does something else, Fortuna is going to use these 5 to 10 minutes to read.
Well, it still seems like an awful muddle, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm not really a fan of the dinosaur-based timelines.
It can get a bit messy sometimes, but it'll be good fun. It's been a while since I had scales.
Yeah, I much prefer feathers. I think I might go with feathers this time.
Your kind of one of the main things that you need to decide is how you're going to blend in amongst this period of mortals. You can look like whatever you want and whatever gender you want, but you do need to come up with your alias for when you are upon the Earth.
So just to be sure, Moira is not like we didn't give our true names, did we?
No,
Yeah, cool. Just making sure.
never give your true name.
So do we need another alias then?
Yes, well, to blend in with the high society of Victorian dinosaurs, you will need.
I see, I see.
I'm getting old. If you think I can remember a second name.
What if you just want Moira Rex?
Moirasaurus.
Moirasaurus. Very good. And what kind of dinosaur will you be looking like?
I'll be looking. I'm still gonna look quite elderly, but I am gonna look like one of those ones, quite small, and does the kind of thing. The.
I know exactly the one you mean. I can't remember the name of it.
Like maybe not quite the kind of Chihuahua size that they are in Jurassic Park.
You'll all be kind of human-sized, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're quite small, but
quite
with old. Very good. Lovely. Izzy, what's your alias going to be upon the Earth?
I think I'll be Ankylosaurus.
Sorry, what is it?
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus for short. I'll be a somewhat anthropomorphic Ankylosaurus with a big club tail.
Yeah, very good. Are you going to be a female?
Yeah, I think so. Do dinosaurs in this timeline have hair?
Oh yes, definitely, and hats.
Okay, all right. Well then, yeah, definitely gonna have like some long curly hair and a very fancy Victorian hat with like the birds on it and everything.
Yeah, Ankylosauruses, are they herbivores or carnivores?
They're herbivores, I believe, if I am not mistaken.
Fantastic, and I believe the one that you were thinking of, Nani, is a carnivore, I believe, if Jurassic Park is to be believed. Cool. Bravin?
Alright, so the name I think will be a little bit more subtle. I was just gonna go with Fortunatus. Add like the OS sound that a lot of dinosaurs have at the end.
Yeah.
And then for appearances, I was gonna go with a Dilo, which is like, if you've seen Jurassic Park, it was like the little dinosaur that had like the frill that spits acid.
Oh, that's the one that Nani is as well.
Oh, we'll be like sisters.
Oh, dang. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works.
I mean, actually, considering the age difference, grandmother and granddaughter, but I am going to introduce you to everybody as my sister.
All right.
Of course, just like grandmas would do. Crazy grandmas.
Wait, I'm actually her granny, but I do forgive you for making the mistake. It happens a lot.
What is your a plan of attack for this mission?
Well, we need to make we obviously need to make Virgil the star of the show. Like, he needs to be a showstopper compared to the rest of the fiance candidates.
Oh, I tell you what, I could give him such a pep talk. Really build him up,
Or we could make him really depressed and sad and then pitiable, and then the parents think that is the obvious choice to go for. I mean, because they'll feel so bad just like leaving him out on his own.
I think you're both wrong.
Well, of course you would, wouldn't you?
He needs to do something heroic. to garner the attention and win over her parents.
So we put Tilly in an incredibly dangerous situation.
I'm very, very slowly starting to know. And that is in character. I don't take notes out of character.
Of course. So your current plan is to put Tilly in a very dangerous situation and hope that
Maybe a facultatively dangerous situation. You know, we should maybe risk assess it to make sure that the actual danger isn't absolute, but
Are volcanoes on the table?
Appear to be dangerous. Well, you do know, it rescues someone.
You do know that there aren't any volcanoes in Victorian London.
Oh.
You never let me have any fun, James.
Not in this.
Could we put a volcano? No.
I should stress that you guys, your job is to fix this rupture in reality and try and do it in a way that's quite subtle, so that the timeline continues.
Okay.
So you don't want to garner too much attention.
You're telling me that appearing a volcano in the middle of London would garner too much attention?
Well, let's ask the people of Pompeii, shall we?
If we want the hero to
that
appear,
volcano was always there.
And then Pompeii was not, which is my point.
Yeah, but that's only if it explodes.
So we're gonna put an inactive volcano. Okay.
No, Virgil will stop it exploding. That will be his heroic moment, right?
If you want the hero to appear heroic, you don't put the hero in danger. You put the damsel in danger, and then he rescues the damsel. So we should kidnap her, and then send him a ransom note.
This took a much darker turn than I thought it was going to, very quickly.
And then we set up a place that has a bunch of traps and obstacles and things like that he has to get through.
You know, normally I would insist that my plan is much better, but I like the drama of this one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm here for it.
Okay, where do you want to land when you go here? Are you going to go and see Virgil first, or will you be location scouting for a dungeon?
Well, you know what they say, location, location, location.
Well, yeah, but we really need to capture Virgil's essence and really understand him as a person before we choose the dungeon, I think. So I think recon might not be a terrible idea.
Okay, yeah. Find out what makes him tick.
The loom that's still broken starts to glow in the middle of all of you in your little kind of home where you all live in the middle of nothing. And you all start to glow along with it, and suddenly you are transformed into two small dinosaurs and one slightly larger one with a kind of pointy tail, with beautiful Victorian gowns, and one of you has a veil, I think. I don't know why.
I want a big hat.
Very large hats indeed, and lustrous locks. Of course, and you appear out in a Victorian townhouse in the middle of London. Look around you.
Stick.
Pardon?
Can I have a little ornate walking stick?
Absolutely. Looking around, you see a few kind of smaller dinosaurs trying to shine some shoes on the other side of the street. Horses and carriages are driven by triceratops-like creatures as they travel around. Over the road, you see a tailor's run what looks to be like a stegosaurus kind of gentleman called Fossil and Horn Haberdashery. You are stood outside a townhouse where you know Virgil to live.
Okay.
It is 3 days to the Rex Breakfast Ball.
Alright, James, I have to do that thing where I run downstairs real quick.
You go for it.
I'll be back soon.
What do you two do?
I'm already halfway up the steps to the door to knock.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I will follow behind. Excited to meet Virgil.
Cool.
And I'm gonna ask, like, so are we gonna pretend to be like marriage consultants, or just win it?
Chat. Just be like, hello, thought we'd call in for a cup of tea. Hi, how you doing? If we're nice enough, he won't even question it.
Cool. Have you knocked on the door by this point?
Yep.
Very good. You knock at the door. There's a quite long moment of silence, and you hear kind of some crashes and bangs coming from behind the door, and you hear, sorry, just 2 seconds. And suddenly, the door opens, and you see behind there's quite a very, very messy kind of front room, and the gentleman who has opened this door is a velociraptor. His kind of the outfit he's wearing is bedraggled. It has the seams have kind of come undone down the side. His trousers have got a kind of hole in the knee, which, as you know, is quite the faux pas in this Victorian era. He wouldn't be allowed in anywhere looking this bedraggled. And he kind of looks up questioningly, goes, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. How may I help you?"
Oh, my love, look at your trousers. Right. You get someone to put the kettle on. Actually, oh God, what was your name?
Oh, Ink. All right, so
Lizzie.
can I retcon it just real quick because I came up with something so much better? Ink Elizabeth Saurus.
Oh,
That's
so
That's the
good.
last name. Yeah, it's way better. It's way better for Victorian England.
Yeah.
So it's Ink Elizabeth.
Ankylosaurus. She'll get the kettle popped on. You get into your jammy bottoms, and I'll get your knees sorted. All right? And I'm already halfway through the door.
Oh, sorry. Who you?
I'm pushing past him towards the kitchen at this point.
Cool. He's still kind of stood holding the door open and goes, I'm sorry. Who are you ladies?
Oh, you don't know Moirasaurus? Oh, did you hear that, Elizabethasaurus?
I did hear that, and I can totally believe it. Who would remember you?
That is so.
But he, of course, has to remember me. Isn't that right, Virgil?
Virgil's Virgil, how do you know? How do you know? I'm very confused. I've been I've been asleep for quite some time. And who's this bespectacled lady outside?
Have a memory like a sieve.
Quite all right, Virgil. We're here to help. We're here to help. The breakfast is in 3 days. We're here to help.
Oh,
yeah.
Breakfast.
To catch Pravin up, we knocked on the door and then went in with little to no plan.
Okay, I've had my face in a book since we entered.
They
I
just
am
walked
catching
in.
up.
Virgil's still holding the door open, confused about what's going on.
At least tell me you've got some milk in for the tea, Elizabethasaurus.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just rummaging through his fridge.
They don't have fridges in Victorian England, but they do have a larder. His guy does have a larder. You find it's quite barren in here, but you find some milk and smell it, and it's definitely gone off. It's not been used. It's been there for several days. But at this point, Virgil kind of closes the door and kind of very nervy kind of goes, I'm sorry, what breakfast ball is this?
Oh, the Rex breakfast ball, of course, run by the Rexes.
Oh, no, I wouldn't dare to. I wouldn't be going to that at all. Gosh, I honestly don't have I don't have a clue how to act in high society. No, God, no.
Well, obviously not yet. But my love, what did I say? Jammies on. Give me your trousers. We'll get them fixed up. You'll be right as rain. Then we'll have a chat. All right?
What, you want me to take my trousers off?
So I can fix his knee.
Okay, I'm still sorry. What's your name? And he points at you, Moira, not Moira, Fortuna.
Oh, she takes a moment to look up from her book. Um, and instead of giving her name, she's just going to like walk up and is it safe to say that he's like a little bit taller than me?
Oh yeah, he's very tall.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Oh.
going to walk up to him, look up and be. You're not very good with women, are you?
No. Yes.
Confidence. That's the key. Keep doing that.
I'm. What? I mean, breakfast Paul is to decide. I believe on a future husband for Tilly. She has no idea who I am, of course. I daren't go. Hang on, let me take my trousers off. And he goes kind of upstairs and comes back down in kind of one of those kind of long, the kind of all-in-one like pajama suits, but with a hole cut out the back so that his tail comes out of it. And he says, you know what? I hadn't even noticed there was a hole in these trousers. And he hands them over to you.
Well, we'll get them sorted in a jiffy. Now, Elizabeth Soros, how are you getting on with that tea?
Yeah. Well, the milk is bad. Just gotta put that out there. And looking for the kettle now. I'm just rummaging through all the kettles.
Okay. There's no. Oh, yeah, there is a kettle, but it's not an electric one. It's very confusing.
Do you have Jasmine?
No. I think I have a tea bag.
Oh, God, we've got some work to do. Okay. I'm rummaging around for a needle and thread that I presumably have.
Absolutely.
I am very much kind of making myself at home on the sofa, and I'm just like, right, well, we'll sit ourselves down. Sit down.
He sits down.
Fortuna's, lovely. Elizabeth Soros, we're going to have to just call it on the tea. We'll go shopping in a bit, because I feel like we might need to get some supplies in for you, my love.
Oh, that would be very nice. Sorry, I've been busy painting. I've completely lost track of what's going on, to be honest.
What do you paint?
Well, mostly it's fruit, which I don't eat, so it's ironic.
An artist, oh, isn't that lovely?
Yes. Sorry, I think I have some dead mice. If any of you want some a small snack.
No, but I think that would make a much better art subject.
Dead.
Very gracious of you to offer.
Yes. Sorry. What? I just have a few questions. Who are you? Why are you here? And what's going on?
Well, I think that Fortunas would be the best one to answer that question.
It's fucking snowing outside.
Wow. Welcome to Scotland. What do you say, Fortunis?
Is that tea ready yet?
We nixed the tea.
This is a lot of talk for a conversation with no tea.
I could.
Knowing full well that she's spoken like by far the least out of everybody.
I could go and get.
How many spell tokens do we have?
Oh yes, I should have said that. Okay, so it's currently I rolled. This is the only one I did. Moon when you left was a waning gibbous moon, which means you started with 2 spell tokens. For people watching, the way that this game works is that there's no rolls. If they cast a spell or do something, they spend spell tokens. But every time they do, I get a chaos token. Currently, I have 3 chaos tokens, which I can spend to make horrible things happen. They also have gifts, which there's 3 gifts that each of them have, and they are like the stats: minutia, which is their knowledge; they have muscle, which is their strength; and they have moxie, which is their kind of charisma, basically. And each of them have got a different pool that they have chosen for those 3. They can spend their gifts as much as they like to get stuff done. So you can spend that now if you want to, and then you can refill that by spending spell tokens.
Okay, well, I realize that I don't think we have enough spell tokens for my focus to get us any tea, so that is disappointing.
What were you planning on doing?
I hadn't thought of it yet. I needed to know how many spell tokens we had.
Were you going to try and get a ghost to bring you some tea?
I may very well have been.
That is a 1 spell token thing.
Oh, okay. All right, then yeah. Like, I'm going to spend a spell token. I need the ghost of the last person who died in this house to go get us some tea.
That could be very traumatic.
So you whip out your raven skull,
Yes.
and using it, you actually sense that the...
Without explaining anything to Virgil whatsoever.
Are you doing it with him in the room?
I didn't think he'd left the room.
Well,
But I probably shouldn't, come to think of it.
You could probably go. You could go into the kitchen area.
Yeah, I'll just pretend that I'm sure that you've got some tea in the house, Virgil. Like, even if you don't know about it, this is England for goodness sake.
Fantastic. Yeah, you get you sense actually there's a ghost of butler that died here many years ago.
Perfect. Then yes, I will bring forth my raven skull and wave my scaly hand above it, drawing his essence forth from the eye sockets.
He appears and starts to shimmer in front of you. Goes, "Hello, Mom. How may I help?"
I just want to say, while you're doing this, I'm behind. Is he taking notes? In every movement you're doing, in my book.
Okay. As he, what kind of dinosaur is he?
He is a Brachiosaurus, so he's got a very long neck, and around the neck is a bow tie.
Okay, wonderful.
There's a lot of bow ties going all the way.
Go collect us some fresh tea leaves from the nearest place.
Of course,
Taste, please.
Of course, madam. And then he kind of walks through the wall and leaves. Let's jump back to Nonny. Are you talking to Virgil, or what are you doing?
So I think because I'm assuming that I realized that the other 2 were definitely going off to do some magic stuff. So
oh yeah, you've known them for millennia.
Yeah, so so to stop Virgil getting overly curious about what they're doing, I just started monologuing to him whilst sewing up the hole in his things, just about a completely fictional drama between a couple of high society dinosaurs.
He's kind of staring at you. He's not saying anything back, and he looks rather confused. But he's listening to you. Also, as you do actually a very good job at repairing the hole in his clothes. These clothes would not do for a debutante kind of ball. Certainly not a Rex breakfast ball. If you would know this as someone who's good with a needle and thread.
Mm-hmm. So I would also like to sort of like kind of look at him with that sort of, that kind of cheeky conspiratorial kind of thing. Just be like, Trixie's the name of the cute dinosaur, right?
Tilly. Tilly is the name of the dinosaur, yeah.
I just go, so Tilly, right?
Oh, yeah, well, yes, she's the most beautiful lady I have ever seen from afar in the bushes.
Quick question for you, James.
Yes.
Are there, in this sort of like realm, do they have horses, or do they have like full-blooded dinosaurs, or like how do they get around? What
It's
is it like that
actual horses, horse carriages.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah. Yes, I unfortunately have always been too nervous to actually talk to Tilly. I dare say she doesn't even know I exist.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's something we can do about that.
Yes, I rather don't think I have any useful skills to offer such a lady, despite my modest income.
That does
Well,
seem
I
to be
mean,
the case.
so our plan, just out of character, our plan is to kidnap Tilly and make him go rescue her, right?
That
Yeah.
I assumed that's what your plan was. Yes.
Cool. So I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, what would you say your investigation skills are like? Because that can be very attractive in a young man.
I've not investigation. Well, not particularly. I mean, I have an eye for detail, but my old tutor said that my logical skills were comparable to that of a sausage.
Look, I've met some very clever sausages in my day.
Yes,
What about physical prowess?
physical
What have you got?
prowess. Well, I mean, despite being a carnivore known for our ferocity, I must say I'm not the strongest of my Velociraptor family. No, no. I mean, apart from the hefty amount of meat I eat, my speed, I wouldn't say I'm particularly physically gifted.
So you're fast. Are you a good climber?
I've known to climb an orchard tree to pick a orange or apple, depending on the season.
For painting.
For painting, of
Lovely.
course. Yes, yes.
What about
Just
how are
a
you with knots?
knots. I did not. I don't know any of the fancy ones that the sailors use. But I can tie a bow. Um,
Okay.
just cutting back. Your butler arrives back with a kind some tea, some kind of tea leaves, and starts making the tea for you. I'm going to spend a chaos point at this point as you get a knock at the door. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, there seems to be someone at the door there, and he goes up and opens it. And there's quite an elderly-looking Spinosaurus hunched over, and she says, "Virgil, you won't believe what I've just seen in your garden. It looked like some sort of ghost walked through the wall." A, a ghost, Mrs. Havisham? I, I
I'm gonna be
don't know.
right back.
I don't know about that. And kind of turns to look. Comes into the kitchen and
Did we hear that from the kitchen?
absolutely, you heard.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, I got this. As he's walking by, I would just like to tug on his sleeve.
Yes.
Uh, would you happen to have the daily paper?
It might be by the door. Yes. What do you need
Could
it
you
for?
fetch it for me?
Yes. Sorry, Mrs. Havisham. I'll go and investigate shortly. One of my guests requires local paper. Thank you. And he goes and gets it.
Okay. I would like to just take the newspaper and stick it into my book. Thank you.
No problem.
Now, so you're really a terrible host. Could you go out and get some tea for us?
I'm sorry. I'm just dealing with Mrs. Havisham. North, are you doing anything whilst you're in the?
Yeah, I'm gonna like body block the kitchen and be like, oh no, I found some tea, very dangerous though. The kettle is just spewing steam everywhere. Everyone needs to stay out of the kitchen. Absolutely. If
Cool.
anyone tries to like get in through the door, they will be repulsed.
Cool. I will let you spend a point of moxie to stop people from getting through the door.
Okay, all right. I will spend that point.
Lovely. So you believe have now 0 moxie.
Yeah, that is
So
correct.
still trying to distract Virgil. I'll take the paper back out, flip to a random page. How do you feel about the current state of affairs?
I'm sorry. Absolutely. I won't intrude in the kitchen. I don't suppose you saw something that looked a little bit like a ghost. Miss Havisham from next door seems to have seen some peculiar happenings, and you hear from the front door, "Yes, a man walked through the wall."
Oh, that must have been a steam illusion, obviously. Haven't you heard of them?
I. You know what? Yes, I think I have heard of steam illusions. Oh, Virgil. Well, I'll be off. Virgil, I see you've got a lot of eligible young ladies here. It's very nice. Oh no, no, Mrs. Havisham, it's nothing like that. They're just Well, I actually don't know why they're here, but thank you, Mrs. Havisham. I'll bring you over some groceries as normal tomorrow. Okay, dear. And then she leaves.
Yep, no reason to come back until tomorrow.
Lovely. I'm gonna well, once Nolly gets back, skip forward a little bit from this scene. You've kind of befriended Virgil. You're in his kind of friendship circle. You've even made some tea. What I love about this is this is the most British beginning of a adventure ever. The first big quest was to find some tea.
Yep.
You know what? Whilst Nolly's not around, let's cut to a little break, and you guys can think about what the next scene is going to be within this adventure. And I, for one, I'm really hoping it's going to be kind of like a Pretty Woman style montage. If you're still watching with us, thank you very much. We'll be away for about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll be back with more dinosaur fun. See you soon.